everybody. Nitro and Brat here from Life's Resurrection Project.
And Nitro and Brat's Paranormal. So, we want to welcome everybody to our channel. For all you new ones, please like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. We want to give a brief history. Back in 2018, I was diagnosed with stage 3 prostate cancer, and we was home for a visit. And while we was home for a visit, I just happened to be looking through Facebook Marketplace, and I found this home. Now, this home sits way up high on a bluff, and it overlooks the Mississippi River. And they were selling this place for $15,000. Come to find out, the man that owned it had passed away
after battling cancer.
And his sister had it up for sale.
She was trying to save up or get up enough money to cover some more of the funeral expenses and medical bills.
Yes, so when Nitro and Brat got there, there was probably 5 or 6 people there, and we had walked in and met the sister right away, and we introduced ourselves as Nitro and Brat Paranormal Investigations, and she was like, "Wow, you guys are paranormal investigators? That's cool." And we walked around with her, and she showed us the place, and her brother had already gotten all the materials to completely restore this place. So everything to restore this home back to its original condition was there on property.
Including all the old woodwork that he had taken down, the baseboards and stuff. It was all still at the house.
So I'm going to read you a little bit of the brief history. Sorry, I got,
He's got to put his readers on.
Put my readers on. And it says, "Lost but not forgotten. It's a brief history of the H.H. Andersen residence, 726 West 6th Street, Davenport, Iowa." So I'm going to let you guys know, we bought the house, we put money down. There were some upset people there that wanted to tour the home and have a chance to buy it. But the lady liked us so much, she sold it to us spot on. But in life, y'all know, cash is king. You walk in with cash, and everybody else just came to look at the place. We had cash on hand. So we bought the house, put a down payment down, and then I had to go out of town for my cancer stuff. While we was gone, it was either a homeless man or there was some talk that one of the other people that wanted to buy the house was upset, and the house burnt to the ground.
The neighbor said when the fire started, he actually heard an explosion. So we're not sure if they're not even to this day, I don't think they know if it started in the basement, which there was access, but you would have had to crawl through a muddy mess to get into the house. But they think there was actually fuel of some sort through the whole house.
So anyway, a brief history of the H.H. Andersen residence. So H.H. Andersen was a banker, and he commissioned to have this house built for him and his family. And this was the newspaper article. It says, although a suspicious fire destroyed the historic home at 726 West 6th Street in Davenport's Gold Coast neighborhood last Thursday morning, it will not be lost to the memory. Sources available here at the Richardson Sloan Special Collection Center preserve the story of the Hamburg Historic District, known as the H.H. Andersen residence. Thanks to the notice of the PC, hardened sale of the property to Andersen in the Davenport Daily Gazette on March 30th, 1880, we know the site covered with choice fruit trees and shrubs atop the bluff, as a fine view of the river as there is to be found in the city. Andersen was congratulated in securing such a desirable home in a pleasant neighborhood with convenience to business in the city, a bargain at $6,000 cash in 1880. Andersen built this house on the property 6 years after the purchase, possibly enlarging a smaller brick structure dating into 1865 to 1870. The Davenport Democrat for June 18, 1886 reported that construction was underway and that the owner will be moving in that fall. Built in the Richardson Roman square style, that their three-story structure distinguishing features included a Flemish step gable, a decorative terracotta brickwork, according to a 1921 report of the house's sale. Entire finishings of the building are imported from Germany, many of the old window lights bearing German inscriptions. Perhaps because of the impressive corner tower shown in the plan from 1892 Sanborn Fire insurance map for Davenport below, the residence was often referred to in later years as a castle. From the sketch, we learned that Andersen and his wife, Marie E. Thompson, had come to Davenport in 1855 to join the established community of German refugees from the Schleswig-Holstein controversy. He had first fled to the United States in 1851, working in Milwaukee as a school teacher and later in Chicago in land sales. Upon arriving in Davenport, Andersen opened a general store on the northwest corner of 3rd Street and Western Avenue. He quickly became active in civic life. By 1859, he was elected 2nd Ward Alderman, and following year, he became deputy sheriff under James Thorington. During the Civil War, he served as a manager of the post at Fort Scott, Kansas from 1862 through 1864. After the war, Andersen returned to public service in Davenport. He was again Ward Alderman and chair of the Finance Committee for the city from 1864 until 1868. In 1865, he started Window Blind Manufacturing Company and began investing in other local business concerns, including the Davenport Glucose Works. He was named secretary of the Davenport Fire Insurance Company, the predecessor of the German Savings Bank. Through his management, this institution has become, by 1886, one of the greatest financial institutions in Iowa. One of the greatest in the entire country in its brand of banking. He would later become the bank's president in 1892. So that was just a little bit of a backstory about the home. And I'm going to let Brat run through some of the pictures. So this was the home.
Yeah, this is the actual house as he had it built. This is the floor plans. This is the first floor. It had, library, parlor, foyer. It shows you like this. It had its own billiards in it. The second floor had two different living rooms.
Yeah, it had a kitchen, pantry, dining room, two bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, a living room of billiards, which was a pool hall, another huge living room, and an offset of a living room, and then it had a
kitchen.
The little offset right here. What do you call it? A widow's
tower.
watch.
Yeah, a widow's tower.
Widow's watch tower.
And it was for all 3 stories. You could go through all of it. And then the third floor had like the maid's quarters, the attic.
It was like another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like another 6 bedrooms on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, and then in some time throughout its history, one of the owners, this is actually like the land sale of the property, had turned it into apartments.
Yeah, they had converted it at one point into apartments.
So when the previous owner had bought the house, he was trying to convert it back, got all of the original floor plans, everything he needed. He wanted to turn it back into a
Historic
historical
landmark with the
landmark.
Historical Society of Davenport, Iowa.
Yep.
So this is the house as we purchased it the day we went and looked at it.
It was in pretty rough shape, but he was trying his hardest with being sick. This is what he did for a living, this kid. He bought houses and refurbished houses. So this was his dream house. He wanted this house so bad, and then he got sick.
And for us, we once we walked into the house and we seen the potential and we seen everything that this kid had done to return it back to its glory, me and her decided we were gonna buy it and turn it into a haunted bed and breakfast. When we did the tour on it, the amount of energy and spiritual orbs, and it wasn't bad energy. It actually felt pretty good.
Yeah.
For us to walk through, and all the photos we took, you can tell that it just felt good. But when you have the right energy coming in and looking at this place, and in your head and in your spirit, you're telling yourself you're going to restore it to what it was originally. I think those that had passed away before, they know your intentions, and I think it was a good thing for us.
And it was. I fell in love with it right away, even with the shape it was in.
Run you through some of the pictures.
This is just some more of like the outside of the house. Like I said, a lot of the windows, and in like any city, people are gonna start destroying.
Yeah, and it was gonna take a lot of work, but Nitro doesn't F around, find out. Nitro will go up there and get it done. Yep.
And we had a lot of people that were.
And those are all, if you look at the tiles, if you look up in the corners, and you look at all the little terracotta tiles around the brick, all that just needed a really good power washing and retucked and pointed.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of returning it, fixing it, returning it to its original condition. If you look up in the roof, the shingles were gone, so it was getting a lot of water damage on the inside. The first thing I did was went out and bought like 4 40 by 40 tarps.
Yep,
I had them in the back of the car so we could get up on the roof and dry it in. That's the first thing we needed to do, was dry it in.
Yeah. Some changes over the years had been made to the front of the house. There's the Willows Peak.
There's Nitro with Princess.
Yep.
Standing out front.
This was our first initial. We went and just walked around the outside and then got a hold of his sister to see the inside. This kind of takes you up to where we think whoever went in, because down here in this part, you can, right there, he had a cement mixer.
Yeah.
Was a way to get into the basement, but you would have had to crawl through mud and all kinds of stuff just to get into there.
And with me being a millwright, I look at that damage and I'm like, yeah, no big deal. We could get in there with some concrete and some steel I-beams, and all the brick was still there to put that wall back up and put the support brackets back in.
For a brick home, and it was in really good condition.
Yeah, so.
He had all the bricks there, or the cylinder blocks there, to redo all of that. There's a face.
Yeah.
I have a thing with windows, everybody. I see faces in them. So I was taking pictures of the windows. See, there's all the cylinder blocks for the basement project.
Yeah.
I mean, he spent a lot of time and money on this house. I think now we're going to get into, this would have been the kitchen area. Like I said, he's got all the cabinets and everything already there. This house was just huge. I think that door leads to the back side. It had 2 different staircases.
Yeah, it had 2 different staircases that went upstairs. I think this is the 2nd level, or is that still the 1st level?
I think this is the 1st level. Yeah, because it's where all the materials are.
Yeah, because there's a kitchen still. The kid had everything. It was sad that he had passed away, but he had everything there. We even actually, that's us touring the house. You can see Nitro in the middle. Addie's with us.
Justin was with us.
That's Floki. And it was a pretty big project. And that piano sitting there
was original to the house.
That piano alone
was worth a lot of money.
We were able to actually track down the people that bought all the original stained glass windows.
Yep. And you can see the orb flying through that pillow picture.
You see that there's an orb right there. That's not a bug, everybody. That's an orb. But anyway, we found the original stained glass windows to the place.
And then this is the staircase. It's all the original woodwork.
Absolutely beautiful, everybody.
I mean,
and now if you look at that staircase, the staircase is breathtakingly beautiful.
And for as old as it is, still solid.
Went from the main floor as you walked in, 3 floors up.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely, to come in and completely strip that and restore it to the glory that it was before.
He had started removing some of the stuff up on the 2nd floor, some of the walls and things like that, to convert it back. But I think he was mainly starting to concentrate more on the 1st floor so he could actually get power turned on in the house. So
he was borrowing power from the neighbor. So a lot of these pictures are blurry, but you think we're walking around taking photos. Nitro was trying to figure out, get with the Historical Society, see what kind of money there was available for us to come in and try to finish the work, get all the proper paperwork, get all the proper permits.
Yep.
And
as you can see in the bathroom, it still had the old clawfish. The old bathroom porcelain tub. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Absolutely beautiful. They were all still there. All the original woodwork was still there. The kid had preserved it all and put it all into the kitchen. He tore everything down and put it all where it was accessible.
It was so strange because when we were there, we were talking to the lady, the basement you can go down, but where he had some of the stuff stacked at, you couldn't get through. Well, we were standing there talking, and next thing we know, we heard somebody say, "Oh, well, that isn't fair." Somebody had actually went down, crawled all the way through all of this wood he had stacked, and come up through the back cellar door into the kitchen. Scared the crap out of us. It was an area we didn't even try to get into.
Yeah, and while we were talking to the lady, like I said, Nitro showed up with cash. And you know how that works. It's like this gentleman back here.
I think that was the guy.
Everybody thinks that he was the guy because the lady liked us and we were paranormal investigators. And she liked what we did, and she liked the idea that was her brother's idea to restore it to the original blueprints of the house, and to use it as a bed and breakfast paranormal investigation spot.
This is one of the attic sections of the house. You can see it still had all the
and her
screens and everything.
Her brother's funeral hadn't even happened yet. And it hadn't happened yet because they were keeping his body on storage because they didn't have the money to bury her brother. So when Nitro walked in with cash, cash is king. She not only liked us, she's like, "You guys got cash?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, can you put down a deposit?" So would we drop $3,000 down?
I think so.
Yeah, we dropped $3,000 down. I said, "Hey, I got to run back to Colorado for my first cancer treatment. We'll be back with the rest of the cash to pay the house off in 2 weeks."
Yep.
While we was gone
Is when the fire happened.
Now, there was a gentleman there that you've seen in the pictures that was awfully upset. He was screaming it wasn't fair, that they should have had a chance to be able to buy it, but nobody came with cash. Nobody came with checkbooks.
Nope.
So, in my mind, I was like, number one, she was in tears because we handed her $3,000 cash, which actually
helped her.
No, it actually opened it up so that they could have her brother's funeral. It paid for the opening, it paid for the closing. Now, it was only one day, but she was in tears because she was able to have her brother's funeral, and she was actually like, "It just feels right that you guys should be the new owners of the property because you guys are coming in with positivity and you're wanting to restore the home just like my brother was to its original condition." And she said, "Everything here that's needed to restore this house, he has already purchased. It's here. Somebody just needs to come in and finish it." And while she's talking to us, this guy in the back's yelling, "It's not fair. We didn't have a right to come in and decide whether we wanted it or not." And I even said, "Hey, I came with cash."
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to take things from people, but in the same sense, when you have a sale like this and they're telling you, "Hey, we need to close this deal today," cash is king.
Yep.
Right?
So this is the staircase from the maid's quarters down to the main part of the house.
From the maid's quarters down to the main part of the house.
I'm not sure which room that is. A lot of the rooms, I mean, it's been a while since I've looked at these. See, there's all this stuff for the roof. There's
you can see he had everything set in there. I mean, you can see, if you look, you can see he's torn out all the lath and plaster, which means you coming in, you're putting in your insulation, you're putting in your sheetrock. There's my fat butt coming down
I think we were headed down to the basement area, or the main levels. See the details in the woodwork is absolutely gorgeous.
And all that everything needed to be stripped, sanded back down, come back in, fixed with your wood putty.
Yep, we're going down to the main level.
The carpet stripped off the stairs. The stairs needed to be sanded down and restained. If you look at all the walls are all bare, ready to be rewired.
Yep.
Insulation, sheetrock. 90% of the lath and plaster was already gone out of the house. The biggest thing was repairing the left side of the house where the basement or the whole wall had collapsed.
See, and there's all the stuff for all the plumbing. So I mean, this kid had a goal in mind, and he was setting his goals. He was gonna have this house done and done the way he pictured it in his head, restoring it back to its glory.
And there's the guy, he was kind of giving me crap because we came in with cash and he wasn't happy.
Yeah. I think that's...
And these windows, they're 7 foot tall, and then at the top of every window, there was stained glass, and we found the people that had purchased the stained glass, and they were willing to sell me all the stained glass that went in that entire house back to me for $2,000.
Then here is, I fell in love with, that was one of the things I fell in love with, the little
bench style seating areas. And that was a library.
Yep.
So the little plush vents was the library. Now this is the hallway that had all the original
the hardwoods,
and it was a set of steps that went up, but he had a lot of the original woodwork was stacked up in here.
Yeah, this is where the person crawled through to get back upstairs and scared everybody, because we have no clue how they did it.
Yeah.
There is the piano.
There's the original piano, and man, we had found somebody that was willing to buy that piano for like $10,000.
I think there's a few pictures of it on there.
Which just the piano alone would have put a ton of fun. It almost paid for the house completely.
Yeah. Here's some more of the details in the woodwork. I think that was in the Willows Peak.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I fell in love with. I knew exactly where I was going to be all the time, was sitting in there with a book.
Yeah.
Could have had a lot of craft rooms. I could have had, 3 different levels.
Yeah.
One for each set of crafts I do. But I mean, yeah, he was working so hard at this.
I think this is up in the maid's quarters, where the maid's quarters were. Which they had taken the maid quarters and made apartments out of them, everybody. So these were like... 1 bedroom, what do they call them?
1 bedroom studios.
Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all shared 1 bathroom. Which I found I wouldn't have liked that, but it's more of the materials, that was all the flooring.
Everything was there to completely restore this house, everybody.
And that's why they
all the hardwood flooring was there. All the original doors were there. I mean, look at that door right there.
Yeah.
You can't find doors like that nowadays. And it just needed to be finished. I mean, it just needed somebody to go in there and finish gutting it, which is what he was doing. Some of the original terracotta tiles.
I mean, even the pieces that had fallen off the house, he had inside to restore and fix to put back on the outside of the house. He had started running the electrical wiring. Oh.
That was a view from, that's the Mississippi River. So it's like from the front porch. That's the view in the background there. That's the Mississippi River, everybody. And that's just the view from the front porch.
Yeah. Now, I don't think I got a view from the top Willows Peak. It needed a lot of work. It was going to be a lot of work for us. I mean, but we had so many people excited on that one to actually want to come help.
Yeah.
Now, with it being in the Quad Cities, it would have been easier for us to get help because that's where all of our family was. I'm not sure how many of these are duplicates. More of the original woodwork.
That door.
It's gorgeous. I had pictures of the Willows Peak, but maybe I didn't. More of the woodwork.
That was a crown molding. But yeah.
Crown molding. There's another picture. That's a little boy.
So yeah, I mean, you know, as you're walking around taking pictures, you can see that in that photo. That's a photo of a little boy kind of looking out the window.
Mm-hmm.
But
He was a little blonde boy.
yeah.
I don't want to stay on that one too long. More of the details in the staircase.
Yeah, those are more of the details in the staircase.
That's the original house. As you can see, I see another face in the picture.
Yeah, if you see Mommy, she's circling things that she sees in the windows.
That's what the front of the house, that's the changes that have been made to the house from the original.
Yeah. So the original house, if you go back and look, it had huge double front doors.
Yeah.
And then right above that front entrance, that was all wrought iron. And that was a little walkout porch. So if you look at the two windows above the porch, those were actually doors.
At some point in time.
And that was a wrought iron sitting area. And then, yeah.
Yeah. They made a lot of changes to it over the years.
A lot of changes.
I think the changes started when
the power washing, the tuck and pointing, that was, you know, Nitro had no problem with that. I mean, you know, coming back in and fixing all that brickwork and cleaning it. And all the original terracotta tiles were still there. Once that house was power washed and tucked and pointed, now this is one we want to get to, everybody.
This is the Willow's Peak.
So this is the widow's watch is what I call it. And this is where I was drawn to. I felt all the energy up inside the Willow's watch. As I looked up, I seen faces. And if you look inside these orbs, if she could open them up and make that picture bigger.
You can see their little faces in the orbs.
I don't know if Mommy can make the picture bigger.
On this one.
But if you look at all them little balls of light, there's a face inside of each one of them.
It's not gonna let me.
See where it says view?
Oh, here we go.
But yeah, you see all them little balls of light? Inside of all them little balls you can see people's faces. So when our life is over, our energy goes into light, and then all them little orbs are spirit balls.
Yep.
Or little balls of energy of people that have passed away. And look, there was hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Hundreds of them.
Oh, there's a good one if I can get it to zoom in on it.
Yeah, that's all right. I just wanted to show them. Move on to the next picture. So yeah, that's and then I will let's move on to while we were gone, everybody, and this place caught fire, is when we caught the anger and the outrage of these energies. We actually caught a photo of H.H. Andersen's wife. I think we had a photo.
Hold on, let me.
Mommy's having a moment.
Yeah. Because I've booted myself out of where I was at. Sorry, guys.
Give Mommy a minute to H.H. Andersen home. House videos, photos, one.
The fire.
Fire. Okay, here she is. So,
start with this one. This is the fire, guys.
So this is the fire that the News Channel 8 crew caught. Now, if you can point out to where the wife is standing, right here.
You can see the face there.
That's a full apparition right there.
Yeah, that one's the full apparition.
That window is in flames.
That was the wife there. This is the one that I said was H.H. Andersen, because you can see the beard and all of that.
Yeah, you can see his beard and
kind of pull you guys in a little closer to the. You can actually see him standing there. So.
And it's just sad that a piece of history that was almost 200 years old was burnt to the ground. There was nothing left of that house.
Now, this is a picture his sister sent me. This is the original. No, this one. You can see what looks like wings and a head in it. And this is from the smoke.
Yeah.
After the fire. And then she drew it out.
Which she thinks it had something to do with her brother's passing.
Yeah. This was another one she sent me. And you can see a little face.
Little boy's face down in there, yeah.
And then these are pictures that I took once we got back into the Quad Cities. And I mean, right there you can see it was just, I was in shock.
Yeah, we was both in shock when we came back home and we found out the place had burnt to the ground. We were just in awe, everybody.
That is what's left. That is what was left of the house. They have since razored it down. Now, when I went to the house to take this picture, I got the world's
stabbing
worst
pains.
Headache.
Yeah.
I felt like my heart was being ripped out.
We both did. When we drove by, when she took me by it, I was like, I know, I can't.
Yeah, it was just so
we actually had to just drive away from it. It was just too painful. It was like the people that had built it and lived there, they had so much hope for us to come in and restore this place. And then I had a feeling when we went up by it that something was there that was very, very dark or very, very angry. And we've not went back to that area again.
Nope.
In fear of an attachment.
Yeah, because they're definitely not happy.
The complete sadness of that.
It engulfed the house within minutes.
And you can see right here, let me get a pen. And I know Mommy's probably got it on, but if you look right here, that's H.H. Andersen's wife. You can see her, she's in a white dress, and you can see her face right there.
This is the last of the pictures, so.
And that's a full body apparition, everybody. That's
Let me move this over.
Yeah, right there. See her? She's right there in a black dress. See her right there?
Oh, yep, right there.
Okay, now just. And that's good. You don't want to get it the pixelation. She zooms in so much. But if you look right here, everybody, there's her face, and she's standing there in a black dress.
But she also has something standing right there.
Yeah.
And then when you move,
it's just sad. The amount we couldn't even drive to that part of town. Because whenever we would drive over in that area of town, the depression that would come over you
Was bad.
was bad.
I mean, there's
So,
somebody right there. Somebody
yeah,
right there.
you could see people standing in the fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it was, I mean, in its time, in its day, it was a gorgeous house.
gorgeous house.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, you can go back, if you can go back to the house, the original house, the way it was. That's how I want to end this, is it back to the way it was built.
Oh.
Mommy's lost again.
You did
Just
it.
got to go back in and open.
Yeah, the computer, when it's on the screen, it's all way smaller.
Original home. There you go. Full screen it. And there it is. Like I said, everybody, if when you look at the front steps here coming up, it had a set of double doors and the entire balcony. And then I think, oh, there's the doors that came out to the balcony, the two windows. This over here was another wrought iron balcony. On this side, it was like a little library, a little reading spot. And that's what we wanted to return it to.
All the beautiful trees around it, the flower pots. I mean,
Yeah.
the architect did an amazing, beautiful job at building this home. It was absolutely gorgeous.
You
back in
didn't
its
get one
day.
that's got my saying. That's all right.
I'll
but-
grab another one.
All right, everybody. So here's the new Life's Resurrection cups. We have them. We have them in black, blue, and red.
Here is the Nitro Says one. And we have, these are the same colors, the black, the blue, and the red.
Red.
And then,
Mr. Zeus, the famous rock star, the Rottweiler, Daddy's supervisor. He's getting so famous. We decided to have a shirt made up for Mr. Zeus, Daddy's supervisor.
I gotta... YouTube.
Drawing on Mommy's forehead.
Hey now. I gotta get to our shop, guys. I don't have it memorized in my head. I don't think it's on that one yet. Oh, it is.
There it is. And full screen it if you can. There he is. A famous Rottweiler. Mr. Zeus, everybody. Nitro supervisor. So we do have them shirts on our website. More than welcome to go in and check out our website in our store. And we want to thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell.
We also did put a mailing address in the About Me section on YouTube.
Yeah, so we did put our actual mailing address, so if you want to mail us anything, we still have our GoFundMe for the house, the GoFundMe for her cancer. And we want to send out love and light to everybody. We're all We're all in this race together, everybody. It's still we the people. And you gotta remember, we the people, there is no color. White, brown, yellow, black, there is no color. It's we the people. We, as Americans, stop letting them divide us. So, if you know Nitro don't play that. Much love, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll talk to you later, everybody.
Have a great day. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.